So welcome everyone. It's so lovely to be here and to be back, and especially with such late notice, it's lovely to have those of you who are able to make it live and those who are listening to the recording. It's lovely to see you. This time is unfortunately the only time that I could do. I could still perhaps move it to 7, but just 7:15 gave me a little bit more time. So and gives me a little bit more space in case Finn's lift doesn't work out. So that's why I chose this time. But I hope that you are able to join. Welcome, Pam. Lovely to see you. As I said in my email, I just have realized how much community and connection are important to me, and how much I've missed it. And for those of you who don't know, and welcome to those jumping on, we just moved in January down to Garlington, which is in Hilton. This is my plinth behind me. I'm doing a bit more physio work as well, and shadow on the plinth. So we're in a country estate, which is just really lovely. But the first 2 months, I thought we'd see all these beautiful stars, and we were in the country. And the first 2 months, there was a lot of mist and a lot of drizzle and rain. And so that was a bit of a shock to the system. And it's all been an adjustment and a period of settling for me, because two of our 3 children are now at boarding school, with the third wanting to go off quite soon, Colin's commuting. And so our whole lives changed so profoundly. But I'm really starting to feel more settled now, and hence the mindful moments. Hello, Angina. And welcome, Inka and Cheryl. So to start for this week, it's a new moon. It was the new moon on Monday evening, new mooning in Cancer in July. So it was on Monday evening at 8:30. And so the stars, we were actually in the bush this weekend, and the stars were incredibly brilliant and clear. And as many of you know, I enjoy and follow Pam Gregory, and started following a lot of her information during lockdown and COVID times. And I use the little app Skyview Light to look at the stars, and it's amazing that you can see that the moon is positioned in the constellation of Cancer. And so Cancer is all about, it's a sign of motherhood. It's about nurturing. We look at nurturing how we nurture, and what we ourselves need to do to be, well, what we need to be nurtured by others and by ourselves. And it's very fitting that it's in Cancer in this half point of the year, because at the moment, for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we're in the depths of winter. We're in the sort of the depths of the darkness, especially with being a new moon, the depths of our retreat and restore. And it's the midpoint of the year. So it's a really powerful sort of seeding point, a really powerful time to reflect on the year and set our new intentions. And perhaps we can use this mindful moment to do that for ourselves, feeling where we are now, and what we're wanting from the rest of the year. And Pam Gregory says that the second half of July is going to really squeeze us for our choices, whether we choose fear over love, or fear versus love, or victim versus creator, because we can't be both. And it's a conscious choice, but when one is in fear and victim mode, it is very hard to see that there's a conscious choice. And so we have to look at whether the focus of our power is external, sort of top-down authority, as it's been for most of our lives, where we always listening to a top-down authority, as I'm seeing so much for our children at school, or is it now becoming a more internal authority and power, and a strong sense of center of who we are and where we're going, or how we're operating in our lives. So Pam Gregory says at this time we're really looking at how we're doing life, and to do it in new ways, in community and groups and collaboration. And that's incredibly what we're doing here in our Mindful Moments tribe, and we're finding our family of frequency and our soul tribes in this. So I'd love to make it more that everyone can put in their voices. So it's hard when you're on a phone or if you're moving around, but if you're sitting at a laptop and you're able to just in the chat put 2 or 3 words of how you're feeling right now, how you are, so that we can just hear everyone's voices in this space. It might just be sleepy, or it might be anxious, or it might be just 2 or 3 words of how you're feeling. And it's the space allows a space for everything. So we welcome all these thoughts and feelings, and just to recognize where we are. So I'm going to just read that lovely Dana Folds poem to us. Thank you for putting all these feelings. It's lovely to read in the chat some of the things that are coming up. Open-hearted, depleted, at peace, contemplative, anxious, indecisive, powerful, pushing through any discomfort or fear, any challenges, very tired, busy, exhausted, so happy to be back, very content, even from a cold and rainy day. So we welcome that all. And I invite you just to allow yourself to settle and to give yourself the time and space for this moment. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still. And just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and walk slowly into the mystery. So I invite you to join me for the next 15 minutes as we stop and breathe and be. Taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I invite you just to perhaps sigh audibly, breathe out audibly. Not an exasperated, tired sigh, but a sigh of letting go of the holding on, of the grounding of energy. And as you do so, allowing your attention to drift down into your body and into your feet, perhaps as a leaf would drift down and land on the surface of a pond. Feeling into your feet as they rest on the earth, connected with the earth. Just tracing the outline of your feet, however they connect. And noticing a deep grounding into the earth. And receiving this grounding and nourishment. Much like an old tree grounds deeply into the earth and is entangled and intertwined with the earth and receives nourishment from the earth. So feeling into this deep connection with the earth. And then gently moving your attention up from your feet to your ankles. Noticing how they feel today. Perhaps they're enveloped with socks. Perhaps you can feel a light breeze on your ankles. Just noticing how they feel, waking up to the sensations in your body as we slowly move through, and noticing the calves, shins, knees, leaning into this part of our lower legs. Any sensations on the skin. And then moving deeper below the surface of the skin into the calves, to the muscles. Feeling into the muscles and sinew. Moving up into from your knees to your thighs, to your hips. Feeling into your knee joints, noticing any discomfort that may be there, but not trying to fight it, not pushing it away, just noticing. Or noticing if there is no discomfort. Feeling into your legs and hip joints. Noticing the points of connection with your legs and your thighs and your buttocks, with your seat or cushion or bed. Feeling into these, as noticing as if for the very first time. Perhaps inviting a sense of gratitude for your legs and however you find them this morning. And then gently moving up into your pelvis, pelvic bowl, abdomen, your ribs, and your chest, holding your whole torso in your awareness. And perhaps inviting a gentle uncurling of your spine, a reaching up of your head and shoulders and spine towards the heavens above, while your pelvis and hips are connected to the earth beneath. Finding a gentle balance between earth and sky, and upright dignity. Noticing perhaps an expansion and an opening of your chest and your heart space as you as your head reaches up towards the sky. Perhaps noticing if there's any tension in your shoulders, neck, upper arms. And if there is, just inviting a gentle softening. Not trying to change anything, but just seeing if you can let go any tension that might be there just for this moment. Allowing your attention to drift down your upper arms, elbows, forearms, and hands. Noticing where your hands are placed in your lap or next to you or on your legs, and just noticing how it feels into each finger. Taking in the palm of the hand, fingers, the whole hand. Feeling into the entirety of your arms and hands, noticing as if for the first time. And if thoughts arise, which they will because we're human and that's what our minds do, just gently letting go of them and guiding your attention back to your fingers, your palms, your arms. And then moving your attention back up your arms and shoulders to your neck, head, the back of your head, your hair, and over to forehead and eyes, nose, mouth. Just bringing the whole of your head, your cheeks, your jaw, your chin into your awareness. Noticing how it feels around your eyes. Feels in your jaw, your cheeks, your tongue. And perhaps inviting a gentle softening or letting go around your eyes and your jaw. And then inviting your attention into your heart space. Letting it drop down, feeling into your heart and chest. Feeling into the rhythm of expansion and contraction. Noticing your breath as it comes into your lungs, and the letting go as it leaves your lungs. And inviting a sense of gratitude, perhaps just for this moment. For this midpoint of the year, this new moon. Perhaps offering a gratitude just for our bodies as we find them now. Hearts beating, lungs expanding. That there's more right with us than wrong with us. Connecting with this feeling of gratitude, this feeling of love, this feeling of connection. And in this moment, perhaps making a conscious choice to choose love over fear. To choose creation over victimhood. Noticing the sensations in your body as these words are spoken. And choosing to connect with your heart space, with the gratitude in your heart space. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life isn't a relay race, that we will all cross the finish line, that waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe and be, and to walk slowly into the mystery. And so when you're ready, just opening your eyes, taking in the colors and the lights around you. Faces on the screen. And I wish you a blessed day. And if you want to, before you go, just put one or two or a couple of words of how you feel, I'd be grateful for that too. So thank you all for joining. It's so lovely to be back and to have you back. And then for those who'd like to join at 8 o'clock, so I'll sign off here, and then at 8 I'll have a just a 15-minute mindful drop where I go through some of the oils that I'm using and how I use them. Thank you. Thanks, Mum. Well, sending you love and light as you step into your day, Cheryl, and for everyone, and just to encourage you as those feelings of apprehension rise in your body, just noticing them, and perhaps even resting your hands on your heart space as they appear. And just to mother yourself a little bit like we would mother a child, and just say, there, it'll be okay. There, I'm here for you. And just to try and connect back to this feeling of open-heartedness and gratitude, even just for a moment in your day. So we'll see you back this time next week. I hope you'll join us again. And thank you. Thank you all for the lovely comments. Yeah, namaste. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's lovely to be back and to see all your lovely faces and to hear your voices. So we'll see you next week. Sending love.
Hi, Nikki.
Bye. Yeah, you're welcome to unmute.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Ellen.
So just towards the interview, your meditation, I actually opened my eyes a little bit earlier and looked. I'm actually sitting up in bed and looking out the window. You know the view, and it's pouring with rain, and it's now completely clouded over. But the whole time that you were doing the meditation, although it was raining here, there was blue skies on the horizon.
Oh,
It was such a lovely sort of picture for following up with your and going with your words as well. So it was really good.
Oh, that's lovely to hear, Ellen. I can completely visualize.
It's lovely to be back with you.
Oh, thank you, Ellen. It's lovely to have you back. It's lovely.
I won't be joining you for the Dojo.
That's fine. I'm going to record it so that's a resource going forward. Thanks, everyone.
Onto your website.
Yeah, I'll share it on our doTERRA.
Bye.
Bye. You wanted to say something, Mum? No, bye.